predicting Magic the Gathering matches. Alright, Mono Black Banefire. This is a deck that we played a bunch at the end of last season that I was kind of a pretty big fan of. It's a control deck that's very good against the creature-based mid-range decks in the format. This was good against Green-Black last season. It's going to be interesting to see if it can still go toe-to-toe with Krasis, because Krasis is very powerful. That being said, because the Green-Black decks are playing Krasis, Ritual of Soot gets much better against them, which is a big deal. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into some matches and see how it goes. I love how someone just wrote a paragraph about how this deck's only good against Esper Control when you have a fast Niv Mizzet, and we're not playing Niv Mizzet. So they wrote a paragraph about the deck without actually looking at the deck list. Is there anything more pure Twitch chat than writing a paragraph about why a deck is bad without actually looking at the deck first? Like, nothing embodies Twitch chat more than that. That's true. Calling lethal one that's not actually lethal. Maybe that's the one that's more. Mods, please remember to frag people that are posting unsubstantiated opinions in chat, please and thank you. We are definitely hitting firmly into our wrong half problem here for game one. In fact, they have Sertrez Canty here. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the post-board game. We're gonna sit here for a while, but we're very likely going to lose eventually. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Worth it to play Rakdos lands for Banefire since the splash is almost free? No, so the reason why this deck is good and how you kill with Banefire is by using Cabal Coffers, or whatever that card is called, whatever the card that makes extra mana is, and that card cares explicitly about basic swamps. So we need a bunch of basic swamps in our deck, so that way we can power up our mana with that card to make big Banefires. Cabal Stronghold, that's one. Coffers is the one from Odyssey, right? I knew it was Cabal something. And this deck, do anything if the Banefire gets discarded? Yeah, you can kill them with Karn tokens. You can Eldest Reborn, take their threats away. You have a second and third copy of Banefire. Lots of different ways to do things that are meaningful. You can kick Josu, which is good, clean fun. I'd assume this deck is very bad against the Nexus of Fate decks. Generally speaking, to beat Nexus of Fate decks, you need to have Disruption and a Clock, and this deck does not kill people very quickly. My comment to timing someone out for a comment that I read out of context would be to, if you're having out of context conversations in my chat, take it to a DM. Don't clutter my chat. Bye, Felicia. So the reason why I didn't Duress proactively here is I want to hold the Duress until we get to a point where I have something that I want to resolve, give my opponent more chances to draw cards that I can take away with Duress. With my Vraska's Contempts and my Plaguecrafters here, I think we're going to be in a pretty reasonable spot. Acker, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for dropping in. You know, one thing I wonder if we're supposed to put a couple of Field of Runes in this deck. Field of Rune can be a little bit clunky if we need to activate Cabal Strongholds really quickly, but one of the best ways Nexus decks and these control decks can generate advantage against us is by utilizing cards like Field of Rune. So being able to, or by using cards like Search for Azcanta, so Field of Rune to interact with those things seem reasonable. Kaya's just not a very good magic card. Her plus ability doesn't really do anything meaningful, and her minus ability is only card advantage in absurdly narrow situations. Maybe we'll try a couple of Field of Rune. I could see 2 or even 3 being reasonable. Field of Rune is like technically a way to search up, it's technically a way to search up the basic Mountain 2, which is nice. If Kaya could even just exile things that cost 3, it would be great. Wow, that's unfortunate. I guess that line was one that I knew about. That's fine. We cleared the way. We cleared the way for our treasure map. It'll be fine. Versus Delve? Well, she can't exile Delve threats because they cost 7 on the board. No, Kaya's not very good in older formats. She's incredibly too slow.
I can no longer stand by and watch. We need to move quickly.
The hostage taker insulating their Teferi from Plaguecrafter is a big deal here. Yeah, if Kaya even just hit 2 CMC cards, she'd be infinitely better. I agree. Alright, well, they don't have a counterspell yet, which means maybe this Plaguecrafter next turn can push through and kill the Teferi. The person in charge of the person who runs Deckmaster did not respond to my DM. Alright, so this requires burning 2 treasures, but it does take Teferi off the table, so... Right, he's at 6. That going for us. We're a little bit behind at the moment. They have 2 cards. And we have no cards, but this does draw a card for us. The time it takes you to ultimate Kaya against a deck that's playing a bunch of Delve cards, the deck with the pile of Delve cards is just going to kill you before you can ult your 3-mana Planeswalker. It's just too slow. Modern's a format that's about brutal efficiency, and Kaya is neither brutal nor efficient. Eldest Reborn, please. Perhaps. Probably done at this point. Take one more draw at it.
Time for a break.
I have faced worse than the likes of you.
I'm gonna wedge a couple of Field of Roots in here. I really like the idea of that. Did we hit percentages, chat? We do. This is why I was conceding to people at the top, because I knew we were gonna hit a run of bad deck submissions eventually. And at that time, we would be looking at this going, yikes. We are the 99%. I'm gonna cut a land and a spell and add 2 Field of Rune here. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. If I am casting a spell that costs more than 2 mana in Modern, it better be directly winning me the game. And Kaya definitely doesn't do that. It's a brutal format that's kind of miserable if you don't like playing with or against combo decks. Why does our removal seem bad in the matchup? Why does the deck with 4 Eldest Reborns and 3 Plaguecrafters and 4 Vraska's Contempt seem bad against the deck full of Planeswalkers? Like, I get that we just flooded out there and died and didn't have any of our card advantage, but like can you elaborate on why you think the matchup's bad? Why our removal spells are bad against the deck full of Planeswalkers and our way full of ways to kill Planeswalkers? I didn't know they added Mobier. Liliana, the Last Hope, wins the game in an incredible number of matchups in Modern. That's why she's good. She dumpsters tiny creature decks, and then her ultimate literally says win the game. So, next example. Now, the definition of literally in the dictionary now includes figuratively, because that's how people tend to use it. Words take their meaning from how people tend to use it. I think I actually take Cabal Stronghold here, because if they bumble around, we might just kill them with the Banefire. It literally includes figuratively, correct? I mean, they might just not rush and think they have more time than they do, because like they don't expect the old secret Cabal Stronghold, the secret Squirrel Banefire Stronghold. Do I set up to kill them over 2 turns? Nah, I think I'm supposed to bottom this. I think I want to just get set up to do it in 1 turn. Alright, so this makes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 14 mana currently, and each of these lands adds 2. So this will be 14, 16, 18. I assume we're not going to hit all these land drops in time to kill them, but we could try. Oh, the worst part about treasures is I have to click OK. Shift Enter does not auto-pass. There's no equivalent of F6 in this application, like coming from Magic Online. It just doesn't exist. The Black-Red Isrith deck was very bad. Did not feel good. Would definitely recommend if you want a Black-Red mid-range deck, you try the Jund Whirler deck. Shift Enter is not auto-pass. It still pauses to ask you to respond to things. The swings are huge, Mox Andrew, and we've lost like, I don't know, probably close to 10 matches. You drop like 100 rings per match you win. Alright, this is the test. If there's any hand we have that can beat them, it's definitely the hand with a bunch of Duresses. Wow, they have nothing else to take. Yikes. That's unfortunate. So there's a couple people in chat asking about Reanimator decks. Basically, in order for a Reanimator deck to be good, you need the payoff that you're getting from Reanimating to be better than just ramping up into casting that thing. And generally speaking, in Standard, that's almost never going to be the case. I would love a Swamp. Alright, they've drawn 3 cards here, so I'm going to go ahead and jam this Duress to try and grab a Wilderness Reclamation. Perfect. Carefully calculated, chat. Carefully calculated. Sweet Quirks. Maybe I'll swap them up on my website if you think the maps are that good. That's kind of indifferent. I like that the Rix Baddies lets you be more aggressive, which I generally like being in the format. keep that checked. To the person I just banned complaining about me timing out criticism that's not formatted in the way that I like, if WotC gave me a format for the way in which I could give criticism that they would be appreciative of, I'd follow the format that they gave me to the T. I time out criticisms that are rude, that aren't specific in my chat, and I even give examples of how to give specific and constructive feedback. So don't compare there being no rules to there being rules. We're not animals, chat. There are rules and we follow them. Or you take a break and go somewhere else. One of the two. No, don't make false equivalencies. Duress not being able to take their Frilled Mystic feels really bad. Why not kill Arc last turn? There's no real reason to kill the Arc aggressively because it's not doing anything yet. Being permanently banned means you can never type in chat again unless you become unbanned. Being timed out means you can't post for 10 minutes. Big difference between the two. This is... I'm gonna go ahead and kill this Arc now, because this gives them the City's Blessing. So I don't want them to draw a card with this. I think I jam Karn to bait the Frilled Mystic and then play Eldest Reborn to kill that. This might be a touch aggressive because it means they could flip Search and combo this turn, but there's still only 5 cards in their bin, so they probably can't flip Search this turn. I guess they can respond to Search by using the Memorial, which lets it flip over. So we could get comboed here because I tapped out for the Eldest Reborn, but I kind of just need to, like, get something going on here, right? Which is likely why this matchup's bad for us. Like, we have Disruption, but we don't really have a way to pressure them while we disrupt them. Is that an auto Khajiit for this deck? No, not at all. You have Treasure Map that can make red mana. They hit an Nexus of Fate here, we're done. They did not. God bless. Even with putting one creature in my deck, like what? Are we gonna change the entire sideboard just to beat the Nexus matchup? Yeah, this style of deck just isn't good in matchups like this, and that's okay. Not every deck has to be good in every matchup. Ideally, we're looking for like the mono blues of the world and like the white aggros and the Sultai mid-range decks we're looking to play against. And so far, unfortunately, we've run into Esper Control and Green Black Nexus here. Yeah, I guess thinning the land out of the deck is fine. Get Karn back next turn, which is nice. Hey, Narek, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that at the tier 2 at that. Welcome back. We might die here. Can the mods please time out every player that hasn't looked at the deck list and is suggesting Mastermind's insight lines? Please and thank you. I love feedback on decks. We get great ideas all the time from chat, but please look at the deck list before you start making feedback. Please, please, please. If we're gonna take the time to read your messages, take the time to make an informed message. Yeah, Stream Deckers should work on mobile now. I don't want to stop on my upkeep here, because I'm probably playing Ritual of Soot or Karn next turn. I agree, Panza. This deck is a dirtily mess that's never gonna be combo decks. Just how it goes. I meant people keep suggesting the cards Mastermind acquisition and cards that aren't black because they think we're playing Ali Andrazi's monochromatic black deck when that's not the deck we're playing. So they're making suggestions without actually looking at the deck list before they make suggestions. Rats. They read the room and didn't give us the land. Good read by the opponent. Identifying they don't care about a 4/5 with menace. This card boards out here, believe it or not. Hey, Durka, thanks for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Owl Knight, thanks for the 4 months. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, so we're dead? I think we're dead. I guess I needed to scry to a land there, huh?
The choices we make reveal who we are.
Gonna be dead to a land. Gave me Vraska's Contempt. Things that can't possibly end well for us here. Do me dirty. Yikes. Hey, thanks for the 9 months, Zig. Oh, are we not dead yet? I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Ritual of Soot, please.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
We're all done, right? Yeah. Karn has to double Soot. Yep. Things that are not likely. Alright. Encyclopedia out. Josu out. Couple of Discovery out. Eldest Reborn out. Seems good. I guess Plaguecrafter is pretty okay here. It's much cheaper than Eldest Reborn. Yikes. Alright, I'm in. Hands reasonable. Some sweepers, some removal spells. Yeah, Fountain's probably okay here. Yeah, you're probably right. Pull the curve down by trimming Contempt. Bottom that for now. Field of Rune. Field of Rune turns into a swamp here. It actually doesn't, because they have all basic islands. Wow. What a tilt. What a tilt. Oh, we deserve this. We deserve this. We deserve this. Is what we deserve. Basic islands OP. Dear Watsy, please nerf. Yep, Elliot. Cabal does not tap for black. It kind of taps for black eventually. What's going on, Tlarian? Afternoon. I guess it's morning for you, right? It's still about 11 a.m. on the wrong coast. If we had a black source, we might play Magic here. I might retire this one early. Play the Field of Runes. The Field of Runes are free. Just the freest of Field of Runes. Listen, chat. We can tap the field, the mountain, and the Field of Rune with the Cabal Stronghold to make a second black mana, okay? Sometimes things don't go your way. For people saying I use the Field of Ruin, I can't use the Field of Ruin. It cannot target basic lands. It cannot target my own lands. So it is not a legal Magic the Gathering play. Dear Karn, huge tracts of swamps. Please, Karn, please. Oh, Karn. Oh, Karn. Why, Karn? Why? I trusted you, Karn. 2 swamps, good golly, that's just like the worst beats possible. We are 15 cards into our deck. We are 15 cards in. Don't play the lottery today, you'll win a mortgage. Ain't that the truth? Here's all that empirical evidence we needed that the shufflers messed up, chap. We collected critical data on this stream. I'll begin formulating my Reddit post with this. Alright, double swamp. Double swamps. There's 0% chance they're giving us the swamp, right? Just like actual 0%. Why are you so smart at potent? Why can't you just be bad at Magic and give me the swamp? Why you have to be so good at Magic? There wasn't a swamp in Exile, chat. Deckmaster is currently non-functional. They're having server issues. Play an almost monocolor deck, they said. You'll have more consistent mana, they said. Oh, it's so good. I don't even know what to do with myself, chat. I don't even know what to do with myself. I can cast Duress and still cast Cast Down. Oh, won't you take me to stabilization? Won't you take me to I think we're ahead. I think we are currently ahead. I think the advantage bar is currently on my side of the board. I will survive. Hey, hey. Cookie Baker with the 6 months. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. Do-do-do-do. Do-do. Bye, friends. Bye, friends. Treasure map, treasure map, treasure map, treasure map. Do-do-do. Even if they have a merfolk trickster here, I get to kill it with Vraska's Contempt at my end of turn. Oh, you know what? Get some Karn advantage going on here. You know, this is probably a little premature. Because I'm gonna have to Ritual of Soot again next turn, probably. I'll leave that on top. This is Plaguecrafter in exile too. We'll get Plaguecrafter.
This will aid us.
This will aid us. These are the games of Magic that are interesting, right? The ones where you're like both playing from behind. How many Psychic Blast does Mono Blue play main deck? Zero. Zero Psychic Blast. Looking for removal spells. Just want to cast you down. Oh, yeah. Just how we like it, chat. Make an 8/8.
Evil cannot withstand the righteous.
Evil could not withstand the righteous army. Yeah! One is not none. One is not none. Alright, Fountain of Renewal, get in my deck. Got a couple of Vraska's Contempts, that seems reasonable. I'm gonna cut the third one and put Plaguecrafter back in. Let's do it. That was game 2. Wasn't love a good nail biter, really. Cut Field of Rude. Now, I think just hitting lands in general is good. I am an intellectual. I understand that my health total is a resource. Deal. Double kill spell. Bless the Karn Father. Bless up, Corporate Karn. God bless you and the corporations you deliver. Oh, do they not have a second land? That's real good for us. Alright. Looking for a sweeper. Looking for a sweeper. Allow me to sing you the cry of my people. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw this, I think. And then my plan here is to like end step, bait, untap, Ritual of Soot. I think that's the plan. We'll like end step, Moment of Craving this. Top, so I assume that's a land. And they didn't opt during their turn to dig for a land, so I assume they have 2 mana of interaction of some sort here. I'm not only trying to get them to overextend, but I'm also just trying to get them to, like, I'm also trying to get them to have less mana up or interact with spells that I care less about resolving in the Ritual of Soot, because I like, really want this to resolve, right? So I want to try and play it at the most opportune moment to make that happen. No, if they spend a mana to counter the Moment of Craving, I'm okay with that, just because it puts them down a mana when it comes to interacting with my Ritual of Soot. Good frag, Talran. Beat me to it. God bless us, everyone. Yeah, they didn't sack to prevent the life gain, likely because they wanted to hold up a 3-mana counterspell this turn, would be my assumption. And, like, see how we're pacing the game out? I'm not pushing my removal in because they're not really pressuring us. So that's giving me room to develop my board so I can play around soft counters like Spell Pierce. There's going to be some games with these control decks where you're required to play into Spell Pierce, but there's going to be other games like this where they're not really pressuring us in a significant manner, so the Spell Pierce doesn't matter. And, like, next turn, I'm going to have to flip this Thaumatic Compass over, which means that this is effectively going to lock out one of their creatures. Yeah, I agree. With Treasure Map, Duress is an excellent draw. Because your Treasure Map flips and Compass is flipping this turn, so, like, we're in a pretty amazing spot. Double Retort. I think I just take the Retort here. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a Treasure Cove and see where we end up at. So, I activated the Compass there because flipping the Compass isn't optional, so I just want to get the extra land with it before it flips over. And now they'll play Curious Obsession. I'll play... Oh, interesting. You're playing Siren Stormtamer. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cast down here. Hi, friends. Probably over at this point. I think that probably locks it up. Good. They could maybe sneak back in, but I think we're a pretty solid favorite from here. We got sub rank 100 earlier today. We were like 90 something at one point.
Are you certain of your decision?
Is this a concession plus? Like both those cards are real bad for them. This third game was a great example of the back and forth. Like, when people complain about the mono blue deck not being interactive, like, there is so much play in these matches. I'm gonna hold on to Ritual of Soot here still, because Ritual of Soot can kill a Jhin, and this cannot. 97% means that we are outside of the top 1,000 ranked players. Alright, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick, and when I get back, we're gonna play at least one more Mono Black Banefire. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. I appreciate it. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna stand back up here, too. We were ranked 90 earlier today at one point. Oh, the mana in this deck. So everyone outside of the top 1,000, Zach, gets a percentage instead of a number. If you're outside of the top 1,000, you get a percentage instead of a number. So basically, we've lost a lot today. What's going on, Squid Squad? Thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. We use the basic mountain instead of a shockland because the card Thaumatic Compass can only find basic lands. So I intentionally elected not to use the treasure map during my upkeep there, because if I drew a 4th land, I was going to cast Ritual of Soot. So not putting a stop on my upkeep there was on purpose. I did start posting tweets again for stream stuff, Nivik. Wow, that card's actually really good against us. I wonder if they're playing... Looks like they're probably playing something close to the blue-green climb list. Yeah, legendary creature that doesn't die to Soot's kind of a tilt. Let's take 5 power off the table at least here. I'm not casting down the Walker because I plan to Ritual of Soot the following turn, so I want to take the Jade Light out of play too. If they only play 1 creature this turn, I can cast that down and then untap an Eldest Reborn, which is nice. Which stabilizes me a little bit. This requires me to use both of my treasures though, which sucks since I didn't draw a land. But I do get the Zagana off the table, which is killing me, so that's a nice upside. Yeah, for those wondering why we're not casting down the Zagana, this doesn't kill legendary creatures. Bye, friend. Possibly, but I think it's just too cheeky to do red. I think I'd much rather just guaranteed get their thing out of the way. I think it's important that I get down the Eldest Reborn ASAP, just so it can start ticking up to eventually get me a creature back to block with. Yeah, the Graces decks don't tend to run out of cards. Estimate on the minimum number of creatures to be playing in your Domri deck, 32. Just don't play Domri. Vivian's a lot better. Brutal. The Climb deck is so good. The opponent looks to be playing something very close to the blue-green Climb deck that I wrote about this week in my article. It's definitely my favorite deck in Standard right now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be done with this deck after this match. In fact, I'm just gonna be done now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this deck off my website. It's kind of wild how so many decks that like felt reasonable last season are just so much worse, just based on not even them getting worse tools, but just like other decks in the format getting better and having better answers to things. And this just really didn't feel like it could keep up. The Nexus matchups are hard. The mid-range decks draw a bunch of cards with Hydroid Krasis, so I think this is one that I would write off as not being worthwhile to play anymore, similar to the land destruction deck that we experimented with last season into this season.